today. From Las Vegas, Nevada. It's week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. First carry for Josh Jacobs. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football. There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. In that play, they were unsuccessful.
A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. So excellent starting field position here for the Chargers. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 88 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield. I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown.
To number 18.
From 4 yards out. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And these guys locked into that #1 seed. That's been a foregone conclusion for a while now. The question on everyone's mind, can they finish the regular season a perfect 16-0?
And it all comes back to philosophy of the organization, philosophy of the head coach, and, of course, the locker room itself. What do the players want to do? And I think what most teams would do in this situation is approach it, let's win every game, but let's be smart about doing it. So it doesn't mean that they're going to go all out. If if indeed they do need to rest a few people.
16 yards, a first down. So, Charles, you think about this ball game, really, the stakes could not be much higher, especially for a contest that takes place in the regular season. Wouldn't you agree?
Without a doubt, partner, because the adrenaline is pumping throughout this stadium, including right here in the announce booth. And let's face it, we can see a playoff berth clinch today, and that's got to be the top story. But if that's the case, it also means we're witnessing a comeback for the ages, capped in the best way possible, because less than 1 year ago, we weren't sure whether or not we'd see this quarterback step on the field again and play at the level we once saw him play. Now he's almost certainly to win Comeback Player of the Year, and there will be some MVP buzz if he secures his team a playoff spot.
Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Cash. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards the pickup there. So a nice throw there. And, Charles, you think about the pressure in a ball game like this. Is there any additional pressure here on the quarterback in this ball game?
I don't think so, because I don't think he has to prove that he's back to 100%. He's proven that over the course of the last 4 months. But is there a little extra weight on your shoulders, especially when you're a quarterback when a playoff spot is on the line? Oh, that is definitely true.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They're going to go for it now, 4th and 2. Remember, they can still get the first down at the 1-yard line, though. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
These 2 teams all tied after 1.
With the score tied 7-7.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Allen's got it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. That throw into the arms of Allen, and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
3rd down.
And it's complete. Henry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Out of the gun, Herbert. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7.
Will Lutz.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Third down.
Throwing on third and long. Cash. He'll let this go deep for runs. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Fourth down.
Waller taking it in over the middle. They're going to wrap it up as he'll go down well short of a first. A real head-scratcher there. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Herbert going to try and run. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It gets a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And now it's yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Right off off the bat. It's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
The 35-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Cash. Throw left side complete. It's Kramer. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On first down, Cash. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
Kenneth Murray on the coverage.
Throwing again. Cash. In a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we said after the turnover on downs, that's almost guaranteed points the other way. But I guess they weren't listening to the broadcast because they did not cash in for any good job to step up defensively.
We get that a lot, don't we? Where we hear a lot of people say they just don't listen to the broadcast. They feel like it works out better for them. It certainly did for this defense, didn't it? They didn't listen. They responded and shut them down.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On first and 10, Herbert looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first two quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think if this...
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treated like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. A field goal was the difference. 27-24, the final. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. DeAndre Hopkins, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. 34-7, the final margin. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.